Mr. DJ Rose, Verkeezy, and C's. Welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap a seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell out now. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.
Yo, so we back in the building. No more black tears. No more black tears. No more black tears podcast. We back. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all keep going and turn on y'all notifications, man. Sharing the live, sharing the podcast, sharing the YouTube channel, man. Man, we appreciate it, man. Man, we do it for the people, man. We do it for y'all, man. We do people. You know what I'm saying? Our people. Verteezy. We talking about today.
So, a lot of times people have double standards. And there was a woman who, hopped on Bill Nye, the Science Guy's internet, and said that she doesn't care. She believes in double standards. She said if a man doesn't post his woman on social media, he hiding something. If a woman doesn't post her man on social media, it's probably because, they know how bitches are. I know how you women be. It's different reasons. So just in general, are double standards cool, Rose? Just with the genders, let's start with the genders. Are double standards cool? Should we accept double standards or should we push back on double standards?
I ain't got no issues with double standards. I got double standards. You know what I'm saying? And I also don't discriminate because I'll bust a head too. You know what I'm saying? But I believe in double standards. Like, I'm gonna hand you this coat, Verteezy, and hand it back to me. Now hand me your coat and hand it back to me. Like, you still gonna drink it, right?
Okay.
So now, let me put my finger in your drink and twirl it around. Let me put my cigar in your drink and turn it around and swirl it around. You still gonna drink it?
Hell no.
All right. So that's the difference between a dick and a vagina.
Facts. I ain't mad at that. I think double standards.
That's just one double standard.
I think double standards for the most part are cool. I think if you're open about double standards, I feel like it's okay. It's only when people try to make it seem like they don't have double standards when it's an issue. So if you're one of those people that feel like men and women are not equal and there should be two different standards, then that's cool. Like, I grew up in a household with a grandma who didn't believe in double standards, felt like the boys were different from the girls. Boys did the yard work, girls did the housework. Hey, but she was very open about that though. Like, could none of the boys in the household touch any dish? If they did, and my female cousin was in the household, why is my grandson washing dishes? And could none of my female cousins pick up the trash? If so, why one of you niggas ain't taking the trash out?
That's a great example because shoot, I have asked my daughter to take out the trash and she have done it sometimes, but when I do it, it's just like, can you just do me a favor real quick? I'm just so busy. Can you help me out real quick? That's not something I normally would do. And then when I do ask her, she said, why? I'm a girl. I said, yeah, that's true. I got it. But I have asked her, but in my head, I'm thinking like, you dead wrong for asking her to take out this trash, right? But I need your help right now. Can you help me out?
Nah, and I feel you, and that's why I'm using that as an example, because there are households where the boys and the girls get treated the same. Boys wash dishes, girls take out trash, they cut the grass, and it's whatever.
Another thing, I never asked her to help me cut the grass and nothing like that. That's just.
So it's different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
I'm not saying nothing's wrong with the double standards. My point is, you can't say, for example, let's say a mother, I treat my sons just like my daughters. You can say that shit, but sons and but kids can see how you treat them differently, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the girls might be like, but you never make Henry have to do the dishes and cook. Like that's some shit you only make me do though. You know, when you a girl, when you treat us differently. That doesn't mean that you treating us badly, but you have to acknowledge that we're being treated differently. And a lot of times when we have some of these conversations, because of the fact when you start treating people differently, they feel like there's an unfair balance of equality there, and it's not always the case. It's just understanding that, yo, bro, I'm 6'5", you're 6'2", and I'm 5'9", and we all trying to watch this movie. So guess what? I might need to sit in front of y'all so I can actually see the movie. Because if I sit behind y'all, I'm not gonna be able to see the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
you should be the one changing the light bulb. Like 6'5".
Yeah.
Change the light bulb.
There's a difference between equality and equity and everything, and sometimes we have to understand that. But I will say this: you can't have double standards to the point where it only benefit one group of people. Now that's when we start having a problem. And some of these conversations that we have on the internet, especially with women, like me and MJ talk about all the time, the double standard that you see a lot of women have is they want an old fashioned man, but they don't want to be an old fashioned woman.
Yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. But it works for some people, but that's not fair. It's not fair to that individual if that's what you want, though.
Yeah, and that's when we're gonna run into the issues when it's like, yes, I'm doing the double standard, but the double standard only benefits me. Like, so I'm a man and I'm allowing myself to reap the benefits of everything else. But then when it's time, you know, for the flip side, I'm not taking none of the backlash or whatever. You know, boom, the women is gonna do this or whatever, or vice versa. Like women over here, yo, they got these double standards in dating, but when you flip it, they don't have to receive none of the negative backlash behind that. Like they're not expected to cook and clean. They're not expected to not post provocative pics on social media if you're dating them or courting them and stuff like that. But they still expect a nigga to do certain things. That's we're always gonna have issues then, because now we have an imbalance of the relationship.
Yeah, not equally yoked at all. But lots of times when we talk about these double standards, it could be in jobs and things like that. But I think I think sometimes when I say I don't discriminate, like sometimes like women should, because people they fought for their rights, women's rights, things like that. They want equal pay and things like that. So sometimes, yeah, a woman should have to do some things that a man has to do when it comes to like either being independent or being employed at certain places and things like that. But
if we're employed, if a woman doesn't want to do certain things that a man is expected to do at a job, then just honestly and quite frankly, then yeah, you should get paid less. But vice versa for men though. Like if there's certain jobs that you're doing that's traditionally feminine, and you want to avoid certain aspects of that job for some reason, like for example, you a dude and you a masseuse, and a man come in there and you don't want to give him a massage, okay, cool. Then you need to get less money because the female masseuse is massaging everybody.
Yeah, but she gonna get more money because she's offering happy endings.
I mean, you know,
so the man
that's tipping. That's tipping.
The man need to offer happy endings too.
I'm just saying if it's legit, they can, bro. They can, bro. It's some male masseuse out here that offer happy endings and stuff like that. You know, shit. So I'm pretty sure they out here.
I can't believe you asked me that. but for real, but it's typical. But my thing is like people like to pick and choose when it comes to double standard, like you said earlier. Don't be picking and choosing. Like man,
we got to be fair about it.
It's some things that I feel like there are some things that women should do, and I think there are some things that men should do. Like when I go to work and we having a party, I'm one of the few males that that's there. So it's like, okay, so yeah, I volunteer to do some things, take out trash, do some things. That's just me though. But if I wasn't there, then okay, then somebody got to do it.
And that's what I'm saying. It's different folks because I'm the same way. In my job, I'll volunteer to do some things that's more masculine, but at the same time, like I say in my job, for example, I remember when I first started working my job, and I would have female coworkers say, "Man, I like you. It's too many bitch ass niggas here." And I was like, "Damn, man!" Like, and they would just complain all day, And I work in a field that's predominantly dominated by women, so they calling all the men bitch ass niggas, and they scared. So finally, I get around the niggas. I'm like, damn, these niggas is cool, bro. They do their job. They work hard. But then I realized something. They wasn't pushovers. They wasn't doing the female co-workers' jobs for them. They wasn't allowing them just to sit around all day and do nothing. Like, so with that being said, like to your example about the trash, like if I get a female co-worker say, yeah, Rose, we so happy that you back because when C's was here or when MGH was here, we had a party and they made us take the trash out. My response would be like, okay, cool. Because I don't view it as a man has to take the trash out. But I was raised in a household to be respectful, to be chivalrous and stuff like that. So I'm doing that because I just feel like that's the right thing to do. But that don't mean I'm gonna look at you as a helpless woman and like, oh, you supposed to be catered to by a nigga that is not attached to you. Like I don't look at it like that. And sometimes those are some of the things that sometimes we get to a point where women take shit for granted from men. Like they expect you to do certain things. Like you can't compliment a woman and say she's beautiful or hold the door open for her. Like sometimes, they take certain stuff for granted. Like, for example, if a woman hold the door open for a nigga, very rarely is she not gonna say no shit like, so you ain't gonna say thank you? Very rarely is she not gonna say nothing like that. She normally gonna say something because like to her, she feel like she probably shouldn't be opening that door anyway, and you should be acknowledging the fact that she held the door for you. Where men hold doors for women all the time, and women just go on by, and sometimes they acknowledge them, sometimes they don't. But sticking with the workforce, let's take it from different double standards to the workforce and double standards for jobs in the sense of we hold certain jobs to a higher standard. So, like for example, we expect politicians to be more righteous. We expect cops to not retaliate for certain stuff. Are some of these things okay to hold? Even like people, celebrities, like professional athletes, we just expect them to not act like normal people once they take on certain roles and titles.
Some things you're not. If once you get to a certain standard or a certain job, I believe you're supposed to leave some things behind. You're not supposed to be doing certain things. Yes, and I don't see nothing wrong with people having that point of view. Like if you're a judge, you're not supposed to be. I ain't gonna say being racist or doing drugs. I'm not gonna say what you can't do, but when you're on the job, you need to be able to do your job fairly.
So would you be okay going in the courtroom and you just saw the judge early in the week chug 10 beers on their social media page? It was off though.
If they was at the baseball game or the Falcons game, I ain't got no issue with that.
So what if you got a lawyer but she was in the club 2 nights before throwing that ass in a circle?
I ain't got no problem with that.
Okay.
I ain't got no problem with that. But like if you on recess, you the judge. It's like we need recess. And then you go on your chambers and you do a couple lines and come back out. See, I got a problem with that.
What if they was tired?
I got a problem with that. I got a problem with that. Now, if you on vacation, hey man. But while you on the job, I think that you need to be doing your job to the best of your ability that you can be doing.
Now I feel you, man. That when you do take certain positions, there is a more high ground you're supposed to have. Like police officers are not allowed. You are not supposed to allow correctional officers, police officers words and public service in general, words are not supposed to hurt you. So civilians call you a bitch ass nigga, call you bro, if they insult you and stuff like that, yes, you are expected to handle it and take it to a certain extent and not just feel like it's just open season just to whoop on a bitch. Like those are certain things that like, yo, you are held to this standard right here. You know, just like a firefighter, for example. If a building is on fire and Rose doesn't run into the building, but he sees people in the building, like ain't nobody gonna say nothing because he's just a civilian. But if you're a firefighter and you say I was afraid to run in that burning building, you in the wrong line of work, man. You in the wrong line of work. You know, you're gonna be called a coward, and that's unfortunate because hey man, that's very courageous for you to be willing to do that. But man, when you took that job, that was one of those things that was a possibility. You having to put your life on the line, and there are certain things that you know we do have to understand when it comes to like athletes and celebrities and stuff like that. You know, they're not afforded their privacy and stuff like that because of the jobs they have, and they can't retaliate like a normal person. So when people shove cameras in their face, like if someone shove a camera in our face, we don't really have to worry about us when we smack the camera out of their hand because we ain't got no money. They ain't gonna sue us. You know that they just gonna say, "Oh man, I'm gonna put you on TikTok." But you know, if you LeBron James and someone try to put a camera in your wife's face and you smack that shit, man, they going the next day, their wrist gonna be broke, and they gonna try to make it seem like they had the brand new iPhone.
Yeah,
you know, and they gonna say, I need $5 million, you know, because my wrist don't move like it used to, and I can't even wipe my ass no more, Judge. And I had a girlfriend before this started, and because I can't wipe my own ass, I lost her. So I need emotional damages too. Like, hey, shit, niggas be on some bitch shit like that, and you got to be mindful of that, unfortunately. So before we wrap up double standards, like when are double standards good to you?
I think I already named when they're good from my point of view.
Like taking out the trash, you think those are all good double standards?
Yeah, like treating women like or your daughters like women. I mean, girls do girl things, guys do guy things. Even though people say, "Oh, this, and that," but I don't have a problem with that. When it comes to like even like I guess I don't want to get into that whole situation, the double standard of I got into it a little bit earlier, but with cheating and things like that, like I don't want to really get into that, but I got into it earlier, but that's here or there, man, because everybody has different feelings about their partners and things like that. So I don't want to get into that. But
I mean
that situation, but it's true though.
So I'll say this right here, and women don't want to completely grasp this. When niggas fuck, that shit is like us taking a piss on the way home. Like when we stop and get some pussy, 9 times out of 10, that's all it is. So often for women, man, it's more than just meaningless sex. It's shit that comes behind that sometimes, bro. You know, and then this gonna sound crazy, man. One of the biggest flex a man can have is to know that you got a woman that just since you've been with her, ain't nobody else can say I done been with her since you've been with her. Like, you know, that it's different. I'm not saying men should cheat, but it's just not viewed the same way, man.
Yeah, it's and that's the thing about it. It's different, and it's like
and unfortunately, Chris Rock said this. The average woman, since she's been 12, 13 years old, once she got her breasts, her hips, and everything, she's had grown men trying to holler at her. The average woman. For most men, even grown ass men, are not used to women just throwing themselves at them. So a lot of times, man, niggas just haven't gotten used to turning down pussy. Like not too many niggas are used to really turning down pussy, to be honest. You know, because you're not gonna hear a lot of stories on the internet from women saying, I tried to get a nigga some pussy and he said no. Like those stories are not out there at an abundance. But there are plenty of stories that you can go on TikTok and find a woman saying, yeah, I tell niggas no all the time. When you become a grown ass woman, you should have had so many men throwing themselves at you that you should just understand that's just par for the course. Like it should not shock you, and it shouldn't be something that's hard for you to navigate. Because fat bitches get dick, ugly bitches get dick. I can't tell how many times, Rosie, I'm out in public and I see son hoes that got kids, and my first thought is, who the fuck nutted than you? Like niggas will fuck anything, and I mean anything. Unfortunately, niggas will fuck anything. So like that's just part of the double standard right there. It's just harder for niggas to get pussy. It's easier for women to get dick. Like George Taylor said, it's dicks everywhere, and because of that, that's the reason why niggas expect you not to throw your pussy around.
But and another one, shoot, man, like, yeah, if a job says you gotta do this, I think everybody should have to do it. You know what I'm saying? There shouldn't be no way around it, man. Especially if y'all getting the same pay. Now, if you're not doing certain things, then you shouldn't get the same pay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And I'm gonna close it out by saying, you know, culturally people are different, racially people are different, religiously people are different, and even gender-wise people are different. It all started with a woman saying a man not posting his chick and a woman not posting her man. Most men don't post on social media like that, to be honest. Most men, when they post on social media, they're reposting a lot of stuff, or they're just posting, you know, stuff they think is cool.
I think posting on social media is a female trait.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to get at. Like, you're not going to see a lot of men who post a whole bunch of selfies on social media all the time. So, like, a lot of times, if a man's not posting his woman, it's probably because it just doesn't occur to him to post his woman. To be honest, like that's just not some shit that really cross niggas' minds. Like when certain days come, like anniversaries, niggas don't necessarily think to themselves, "I gotta go on social media, post my wife, post my girlfriend, and tell the world how much I love her." Niggas' mindset is, "I'm gonna show them how much I love them by what I do for them." Whereas women, they like doing all that posting. They like posting they in a relationship.
Validation.
Yeah. You know, they want other women to see, oh, you in a relationship, you've been married, you celebrate your anniversary. So like, you know, unfortunately, like we gotta understand people are different by whether it's their race, their gender, their economic situation. So sometimes when we put these double standards on people, understand people might be moving a certain way because of how they are built. So, you know, moving on to TNT.
Tears or no tears. It's 4th of July. Dynamite. Boom.
So
Donald said fireworks.
So Donald J. Trump is going to host the first ever Patriots game, which is basically we're going to have two teenagers from each state, a boy and a girl, compete in fitness activities and competitions. Tears or no tears?
I ain't got no tears for this bull crap. I ain't gonna watch it because who's getting the pick? Who's getting the pick? Now, if y'all say the best Georgia athlete, male and female, the best South Carolina athlete, Florida, so on and so on. As when they name the don't they do this, right?
Yeah.
Now if they go to compete in it, yeah, I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, every state for the most part, they have the best athlete of each state.
Yeah, so now if they go, if that's gonna be what they're gonna compete again, but the thing about it is like sometimes they play basketball, sometimes they play football, sometimes they might be a cheerleader, sometimes they might be a volleyball player. So that's the thing about like so, but if all the things are what they're doing is just things like normal people can do, but athletes that just do it way better, like running like a 40-yard dash or climbing a wall. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see them doing a lot of American Ninja.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to see them doing like stuff like that because they possibly get hurt and things like that. But if they're going to be doing simple things that anybody in America can do that has two legs and two arms, I don't have a problem with it. I'll probably watch it, but other than that, man, who cares? I ain't got no
Yeah,
tears.
my first thought that it was gonna be closer to like the president's fitness test. Which do they even do that anymore?
I don't have no idea.
You know, where it's like you gotta do a certain amount of sit-ups, push-ups, pull-ups. You gotta run a mile in this set time or whatever. You know, that was kind of my first thought. But to your point, like, how do we get there? Like, are we doing it by like the best times overall in the state? Are we doing it by like, yo, we're gonna do a competition in each state to figure out how we're gonna get there? And then my other thought was, man, just sometimes I'm saying this MGH, just sometimes, bro, man, shit, the conspiracies be real. This sounds like some Hunger Games shit.
Yeah, but I think that's why he did it though. I thought because he liked the movie.
Man, let me tell you, bro. But if you've seen every Hunger Game movie, nigga, that's an apocalyptic world where niggas is fighting for survival.
Yeah, but it's
those
not,
are death games.
Yeah, so people die in the Hunger Games, but it's not. It's so.
But that's how shit start off, bro, man. That's why I'm saying, like, sometimes, bro, they do shit like this in movies to get you accustomed to it. Like the Purge Day, for example. You know, they do, and then they bring it to the real world. And what they do is they slowly do it, though. They slowly roll it out to you. And right now, it's going to start us just this little Patriots games. But in 10 years, we might be in some Hunger Games type situation, man. Like,
y'all better go out and vote.
Hey, man, this shit crazy, bro. This shit kind of crazy. Because I'm also like, why is he the first president to even think about this?
Because he came from a television show. And I'm surprised he's fired more people. You know what I'm saying? That was what he was known for.
But yeah, I ain't got no tears, man, because this is what y'all voted for. Moving on to the next TNT. So, young man by the name of Cameron Parnell, 19-year-old. He had a gun. He left it in his house. A 10-year-old child grabbed the gun while another 7-year-old child was in the house. And the 10-year-old child shot, an infant that was 7 months years old, a female baby girl. The infant was his daughter, the 19-year-old. The other 2 kids was not his kids. You know, the full details of why the kids had access in the house, like who did they belong in the house and did he live in that house, are not completely clear. But he's charged with murder and some other stuff. The 10-year-old is charged with murder. I got tears, man, because I know that you can make your gun. I know you can put your gun in safe places, but I just remember watching a series back in the day called Life Stories, Families in Crisis on HBO. HBO back in the day, and there was a story. And they based off true stories, by the way. And it was a story of like 2 kids. One of them found their dad's gun, and he shot his friend and killed him. And at the end of each episode, you know, they would have someone who actually, like the actual person, because it would be a reenactment. And the actual person would actually speak. And the dude spoke and said, man, there's not and he's a grown man now. That happened when he was like maybe 12 or 10. And he was a grown man. This was a show that was in the 90s. He was a grown man when he came out and started talking at the end. And he said, there's not a day I don't think about when I kill my friend. That right there is one of the reasons why I'm just never really gonna be for guns like that. Because just having guns, no matter how safe you are, in this situation it was not safe. I want to make that clear. There's always a chance for some bullshit to happen. And I'd rather other circumstances possibly happen, Rose, then I have kids one day and they get a hold of a gun that I purchased in my name and I'm not home and some bullshit happens.
Yeah, I don't have any tears. I do feel sorry for the 10-year-old because they're being charged as an adult, but I don't have any tears. It's just the situation is sad, but I don't have any tears. So,
moving on to some more shooting. So Idaho has just announced that they are going to give the death penalty to child rapists, especially if they're convicted of aggravated child assault, sexual assault. One of the ways that they're going to give them the death penalty is by firing squad, which apparently is going to be the preferred method. Tears or no tears?
I ain't got no tears, man. People get shot every day, they be alright. They'll be alright. They ain't gonna survive, but they'll be alright.
How the fuck they gonna be high?
Cause they
But
go,
that's
they
an
got,
oxymoron, nigga.
cause they gonna die either way.
Oh, they gonna die either way.
So they gonna be alright.
They gonna be alright.
Yeah.
Hey man, I ain't got no tears, man. To be honest, I've been saying this since I was probably in college. Man, I've been felt like, man, we need to make this federal, bro. I feel like we need to make an example of people who harm children.
If you gonna make an example of it, they need to just televise it.
But that's what I was just about to say. Like, we need to make an example of them. We need to start giving them the death penalty instead of these 5-10 year sentences. And then we need to televise the shit. Because it needs to be set across the whole country. Yo, this will not be tolerated. This is not cool. If you are a child predator, these are the consequences. And when I say child predator, I'm talking about, I'll say 12 and younger. Once we get into the teens, it kind of get murky. So 12 and younger, but definitely children. Yo, we as grown adults, we gotta be more passionate about that, Rose. That's just too many adults that just I know people with kids that don't seem that outraged about child molestation situations. We can't be nonchalant about it. We gotta be more passionate about that. Moving on to two people that look like children. So there was these two black girls on the internet, and they was kind of like in a scuffle, and one girl got a camera up to the other girl, and she's saying, yo, she's trying to run off without paying for her service, and she gave her a lash service and some other stuff. And I think it was 160. It was supposed to be 160, I want to say. All the whole service was, and she ended up breaking down how the service became 160 because she had to basically clean the girl's eyelashes and get the gunk off her shit or whatever, because she had gunk on her shit and all this other stuff. It got to the point where the girl didn't want to pay. She basically almost held her hostage in the house. The dad went to go talk to the girl because the girl was running this business out of her house. And the girl lied to the dad and said that, I did pay her. I paid, but I didn't pay her the full money because she gave me all these add-ons. The girl's dad tried to tell his daughter, hey man, just let her out, man. And the girl tried to tell her dad, nah, she didn't pay me, dad. The bitch lying to you. They got outside after the girl basically, yelling and screaming, to the police on the phone, I'm being held hostage in this house, and it's all these men in these houses, and her brothers was in the house and said, get this bitch out the house. And then the police came, heard both stories. I don't know if it came to a final conclusion. She did say she did basically get the majority of her money because the cop made her pay. I don't have tears because this is what happens when you don't run legitimate businesses, unfortunately. When you want to run businesses out your house, whether it's doing hair, nails, makeup, lashes, cutting hair, whatever. When you run illegitimate businesses, you don't get the same safety procedures that legitimate businesses get when they have actual storefronts and stuff like that. And that's just one of those things that you have to understand. You're going to have people that's going to try to run off on the plug, but on the flip side, for those who decide to run off on the plug on illegitimate businesses, understand the consequences of going to an actual barbershop, getting your hair cut and running out is probably you just getting arrested by police. You do that at a nigga house, a nigga might shoot you. You might be dead. Like, not everyone play about their money. So it's consequences on both sides. So you got to not play with people, bro.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears either. It's just, it was, I felt, because when you try to order a service online nowadays, they trying to charge a fee for a little everything. I love watching these videos on TikTok when the parodies when you go to a hairdresser. Oh, this is gonna be an extra $20. This is gonna be an extra $20. Whatever happened to the day where the price is the price? You know what I'm saying? Remember when you used to go get a quarter of something. You know what I'm saying? Some work, or you go get your hair cut, or you go get your hair done. The price was, oh, you pay $150, you pay $100, and the person just do your hair. They wash it. When I hear they wash it, they do whatever you gotta do to it. You pay the money. But now all of a sudden they want deposits. They want this. They want add-ons. You got to do this. You got to come here with this. It's like that don't make any sense. People were trying to run the licks. So when you get the writ land on you, you can't get mad. Just charge a regular fee. You ain't doing more work. You know what I'm saying? The work is still the same. I don't understand it. Like the work is still the same. Like especially when women go get their hair done. They say go get a sew-in. The sew-in is still the sew-in. It ain't changed. Back in the day, did you get your wash? They braided, they sewed in. Now you got to come hair already washed, or that's another charge. Or hair already braided, that's another charge. Like, come on, y'all can't keep running the licks. Y'all can't keep running the licks. Do it like it's supposed to be done. Like if you want to raise your price, just raise your price. Just raise your price, just like they do with the gas. Just raise your price, and hope somebody come. But don't try to underhand and sneak in fees and things like that. No, that ain't cool. But I ain't got no tears though.
Talking about being sneaky. So Janice Downs is back behind bars, after she got caught up in another scam, a boosting scam, and basically
spin that.
And basically recently she had multiple thefts that included her taking 2 Louis Vuitton bags worth over $7,000 out in Seattle. She got caught on footage. She has bail. Her bail is over $200,000. You just hinted at Spin That, the Scammer song with Young Miami. You got the little Boosters movie that came out. What's your thoughts on this?
I ain't got no tears, but I think Young Miami should pay her bond and get her out because she was doing it. She put it online. She got TikTok famous for it. And that's why she got locked up. But Young Miami, if these are your fans, like you should help out your fans. I don't see there's nothing wrong with helping out your fans. Like if you want them to where the scam niggas at, hey, them ninjas, hey, pay them ninjas fines. You know what I'm saying? Go to the jailhouse and look out for some people that was stealing this stuff. Where all the boosters hoes at, you need to pay some of these boosters bonds, man, Miami, because this I don't understand how it's the song of the summer, but early before the summer, everybody hated it. When she dropped that one snippet of it, oh, I can't believe this is so whack. This is so whack. Oh, but people was like, oh yeah, now it's a hit.
You know why? Because of the movie. I love boosters. People love Keke Palmer. And when that movie dropped, a lot of
people, but that just came out though.
Yeah, but that you add the movie with the song. Now it's just people saw the movie because I remember being on TikTok and black people was raving about that movie, and then it just seemed like maybe a week after black people raved about that movie, that's when I started seeing every single TikTok with Spin That in it.
Oh wow, because the movie just came out last month.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But the song been bumping for 2 months.
The song been bumping, but it was like when the movie, because I think the movie came out maybe a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago, or maybe it was like early screenings, but I just remember like black people started talking about the movie online. And it was like after that, that's when I started noticing the song on TikTok. Like, really just going crazy.
I haven't heard much about the movie. I haven't heard much about the movie.
I haven't heard much about the movie since, but I just come out the initial drop of the movie.
Oh, yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, I saw reviews from it, and people was talking about how they loved it, and then it became this whole thing, man. Man, all this is just culture, man. Like, the culture, this music is going to reflect life. Life is going to reflect the art. It's a vicious cycle. You got scammers and boosters out there. So guess what? You got people out here making music about that life. And you got some people who love the song Rose because guess what? That's the life they live in. Yeah. Then you got other people who like the song because they're not living that life, but they wish they could live that life. That's why some of these Tubi movies, it's always about drug dealing and selling pussy and prostitution and strip club activities. Man, that shit get ate up by a lot of square ass bitches. Like a lot of square bitches who ain't never sold no pussy before, ain't never did no coke before, got 9 to 5 jobs. They eat that shit up because it's a fantasy for them. It's a fantasy. And that's the sad part about this song right here, man, and this situation, because we talked about scamming and hustling. I don't think that's something that should be promoted in the community. and seeing a situation like this, and this woman didn't look young in the video. Not the one you sent me. She looked like a grown ass woman.
Yeah, she was. She was doing it with her daughter.
You know, and that's crazy, bro. Like I expect this shit from teenagers, like 19-year-old, 22-year-old. But a grown fucking woman doing some shit like this, man, come on, man. We gotta do better, man. And like you said, the fact that she was doing it for her daughter, like you setting a bad example, you creating generational curses because your daughter thinks this is acceptable to do. And if she thinks it's acceptable to do, let her have kids, they gonna think it's acceptable to do. Like, yeah, man, I got huge tears, man, because this is not something that should be glorified. And man, like you used to like say all the time, man, lock them up. When these motherfuckers get caught for doing this shit, lock them up and make an example out of them, so these motherfuckers understand, yo, this is not some cool shit to be celebrated.
Yeah, it's not. It's not a joke.
I don't know what's wrong with these boosters, these scammers. I don't know what's wrong with these hoes, y'all.
What's wrong with
So it seems like we talk about tricking a lot, man. But man, most recently, man, this Woolady been blowing up Bill Nye the Science Guy's internet all over TikTok. She been posting videos, giving self-help books to hoes, trying to teach hoes how to get niggas to trick on them and spend money and send them money. And she done brought back up tricking culture. She's out in Miami, and there's women making whole think pieces on her saying, yo, y'all letting her tell y'all anything. Y'all really thinking it's that easy to get money out of niggas in Miami and stuff like that. What's wrong with these hoes?
Man, I'm gonna let you go ahead and I'm gonna let you hit on it, and then I'm gonna come right behind you. But matter of fact, I'll go ahead and go, man, because it's so crazy because the lady that's doing it is not an attractive woman. Like, she's not even pretty, and it's like she got a good mouth game. Her talk game is really good. So it's like, because she's saying things, they'll actually believe that she's doing this. But she also ain't telling you everything that she's doing for it. I ain't heard her once say everything that she's doing. She got this, a guy doing this, she got a mechanic, she got somebody that cut hair, she got this and that cut yards. But she's not telling you everything that she's doing for it. She just saying like, oh, this is what you have to do. You got to trick on the dudes too. You got to do this too. You got to do this. And some of the stuff that she's saying does work, and it is logical, but she's not telling you what is expected. You know what I'm saying? Now, when somebody asks her a question like, yeah, oh, I want to do this and I don't want to get a dude no loving, and she's like, no, you got to give him some loving, but you got to do this, no. If somebody is doing something for you, buying you a wig and stuff like that, like she would have competition about, she put guys on the screen like, now talk to him and try to convince him to get you this wig. And the host is like, oh yeah, this is that. Oh yeah, I read your book, and she got a whole ebook. So when somebody got an ebook, you already know they run the scam. Not all the time, but most time nowadays they run the scam. And people are eating it up. And I can't believe y'all hoes are actually falling for it. Like, you could take the advice, but it don't work like that for everybody. I don't understand it. Like, I don't know what's wrong with y'all hoes, man. I don't and when I'm saying hoes, I'm talking about y'all tricks, dudes that giving hoes money for no reason, and just hoes and niggas that's giving money, buying this and buying that. Man, both of y'all some hoes, man, if you ask me.
Hey man, you can fool some of the people all the time. I mean, you can fool all of the people some of the time, but you can't fool some of the people all of the time. Like, you might be able to trick some niggas into spending bread on you, but this is not normal. The average grown ass man is not tricking off money on hoes. It's not doing nothing for them. Now, there are some suckers. Don't get it twisted. A sucker born every day. There are some suckers, lame ass niggas who ain't never really had no pussy or had a bad bitch before, who's so desperate and thirsty that they will send ass of money just for a little bit of attention and talk time. But the average guy, nah, you're going to have to give something. You're going to have to send pictures, videos. You're going to have to give them a little bit of pussy. You're going to have to suck some dick. Like, you know, but the thing is, this Woolady, shout out to her. because she doing what she's supposed to do. She making money doing what these other hoes are doing in there for free. What I mean by that is these hoes been doing that the last couple years on TikTok. Come on, Bill Nye the Science Guy's internet and lie. Oh man, nigga bought me this Louis Vuitton. Nigga paid for my nails. Nigga did this, and I ain't have to do shit for him. They get on podcasts. What they do when they be on these podcasts, Rose? Oh, I got an NBA nigga who got on my DM. What was that? What was that one hoe? That OnlyFans bitch who was supposed to be a virgin. An NBA nigga offered me $10 million, and Paul Pierce said, "Stop lying. Ain't nobody paying $10 million for no cooch. Man, show me this bitch. I need to see what $10 million cooch look like. I blame you streamers." Now, he went too far with that blind, because I don't blame the streamers, because the NBA players are the biggest tricks out there, and the rappers. But
NFL, anybody with some money.
Yeah.
Lawyers, doctors.
And that's another thing
judges.
People don't talk about. People don't talk about these civil service like lawyers, doctors, judges, politicians, and how bad they trick. Like, this is the reason why most men try to earn a lot of money. Ladies, most men try to earn a lot of money because they want to have options. But Chris Rock said this back in the day. When we was talking earlier about cheating and stuff like that, a man is only as faithful as his options. If you give the average man $100 million, they're not going to just fuck one bitch. They going to fuck as many bitches as they can because their money allows them to do that. But the average man is out here making between $35,000 and $80,000 a year. That's what the average man in this country is making, between $35,000 and $80,000 a year. So if you think somebody making $35,000 to $80,000 a year can send you $1,000 for a bag, send you $500 out of the blue, and keep this in mind, Rose, keep this in mind, ladies, pay his own bills, pay his own car note, pay his car insurance, pay his rent, pay his mortgage. If he got a wife and kids or a girlfriend, take care of his family like he's supposed to. Then, because a grown man making $35,000 to $80,000 ain't gonna get food stamps, so put groceries in his house. Remember that car I told you he paid for, Rose? Put gas in that said car.
Insurance.
You know? Exactly. And if you got a mortgage, guess what? That means you got home insurance. Like, there's a lot of, like, bro, so I'm not going to watch shit. So I got to pay for Netflix. I got to pay for Hulu and all this shit. And then, don't I want money just to live? And you think he got that kind of money to just trick? Like, just to give a bitch for no reason. For no reason. You ain't giving me no pussy. You ain't sending me no videos. You ain't going to get down in the pose and spread that pussy eagle spread. Come on now. Like, you know, like sometimes y'all hoes, man, y'all be so gullible because y'all want, this is what I think is y'all want this stuff to be true.
I mean, they're delusional, man.
And that's the reason why y'all do, because y'all want it to be true. Y'all want to think that because you're pretty, that it's that easy for you. Y'all want to be delusional and think.
No, when they are pretty, it is that easy to them. But most
it's easy, but it ain't that damn easy.
It is, but this Woolady, she's not a pretty woman.
She's not a pretty woman, but nigga,
she's not even got a bad body. You know how some people got a bad, you know what I'm saying? Women got a coat shaped body, and then they might be ugly in the face.
Oh yeah, nah, her body not bad. She a very basic bitch.
She ain't got none of it.
Nah, she a very basic bitch.
And it's like, only she got it. Her talk game good though. Her talk game good. So I can't get mad at it. It's just like pimping. She pimping y'all.
I mean, but when she telling you the game, like she telling you text a nigga 3 times a day. When she telling you, and like you said, she's right about some of this stuff. Because ladies, right. I got homegirls like this. I tell some of my homegirls, man, you need to teach these hoes a class. And she like, know what you mean? Because some of these hoes ask for money, they don't understand. Yo, it's a certain, like to be honest, y'all hoes ain't gonna hear this. You would get more money out of a nigga by showing a nigga attention and being consistent than just being a bad bitch.
Yeah. And it's all about respect too, like, how you doing? Like she was saying some gems.
If you texting a nigga good morning every other day at least, if you ask him how his day went and you actually talking to him, that nigga is more likely to probably send you $25, $35, $50. Then if the only time he hears from you is, I need some help.
That's dead.
And that nigga gonna be like, okay, so what nigga you been chilling with for the last month while I've been over here just doing my thing, but you ain't answer my text messages. You ain't call me and none of this stuff. Like, hey man, that stuff right there will help you get bread. So she's saying some real shit.
She is. She was pimping.
Yeah, now she is pimping, but once again, those tactics will only work on certain niggas if you ain't giving them no pussy. Cause it's only so good morning text messages. It's only so many how you doing.
Man.
It's only so many have you ate today messages you can send a nigga before a nigga be like, hey,
Man,
all that's cool, but where the pussy at?
Man, all that got a cap on it.
Yes.
All that got a cap on it. Like,
at some point in time,
anybody can feed a bird.
Yeah. Like
anybody can feed a bird.
Like at some point in time,
you go to the parking lot, you see old ladies feeding birds all the time. Anybody can feed a bird. But it's chicken feed. That's what we call it. Chicken head, chicken feed. That's chicken feed. Anybody can throw $10 away. Anybody can throw $20 away.
Yeah.
But it comes with a cap.
Yeah. At some point in time, hey, you done reach your limit, and it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'll be doing better if you give me some pussy. Like at some point in time, ladies, that's what y'all really need to realize. No matter how bad you is, if you fucking with a physically able man, like a man who is not fucked up can still fuck. At some point in time, you're going to have to give him pussy because even niggas is in their 70s still be wanting pussy. And I think sometimes y'all be thinking, like you said, Rose, women asking Woolady, how I get the money if I have to give a nigga any sugar? You not consistently.
Yeah,
you're going to get a sucker and you might get a little bit. And I think sometimes ladies don't think like that. You might be able to get $300 out of a nigga, but you probably could have got 10 bands out of that nigga in the course of 5 years had you been giving him pussy. Cause I'm gonna keep it a buck. I can't tell. I done looked at my Cash App a year ago, and I got some hoes. I'm looking at how much, and this is the course of like years now.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at how much money, and I done sent them money on Apple Pay. I done gave them cash before, so this really ain't everything. This is just a glimpse, just a Cash App. I'm looking at how much I had sent some of these hoes over the course of years. I'm like, damn, I wish I had that back in my bank account.
How does that make you feel?
What, nigga, like a trick. But at the end of the day, Batista ain't never pretended not to be one. Just know, hey, I'm a trick, but I ain't got tricked. I got what I came for.
Okay, so next week I'm gonna host a class. It's gonna be Tricking Anonymous, TA. It's gonna be the Trucking Association, Tricking Anonymous. We gonna have to hold a class for people like Vertiz because he needs some help. You need help, sir.
Now I don't need no help.
Help.
I'm where I want to be. I'm where I want to be.
You gotta stop, man. It's gotta be into this.
Nah, I'm good. I'm where I want to be.
Into this.
I'm where I want to be. Now, if you a nigga that can't afford to do it, hey, you gotta get out the court. Get out the court. Man. Let the real people be on the court.
So that means it ain't tricking. It ain't tricking if you got it.
Yeah, man, I trick within a budget. That's what you gotta understand. I don't go for the top of the line fish. I go for the fish that's in my pool. In my pool.
So you go for the low hanging fruit.
Yeah, I go for the low hanging fruit. The hoes that need a cell phone bill paid. The hoes that may send me a screenshot of Georgia Power and say, "Yo, can you help me with this?" The hoes that's on Section 8 and say I need $45 for my rent. Those the hoes I be helping.
Hey man,
the hoes that's gonna give me back. What? It's
subscribers, man.
It's July 5th.
We about to post Vertiz Cash App. He needs some help. We need y'all to donate to Vertiz so he can survive because he can't go to work every day and give all his money away to people because we need to help him. We need to help you. We need to give you some more money so you can live comfortably.
Yeah, true. But in about a month, in about August 5th, it's July 5th now. In about a month, hey man, it's a lot of hoes on my payroll. They got kids. I'm gonna have to get some book bags. I'm gonna have to get some paper, notebooks, glue.
So we need to hold a back to school drive for Vertiz. No.
And
what Bernie Mac said, F them kids. We need to hold a back to school drive for Vertiz so he can live comfortably. Yeah, he's been working too hard.
Because some of these kids that these hoes got, they need new school shoes. I already know them text messages coming. Yo, my son, my daughter needs some new school shoes. Hey, it's coming. We're gonna take them to City Trends and TJ Maxx and Ross's. So be prepared for all of that. But hey man, Just understand, ladies, even that school book bag and paper that come attached with something. You got to give something up to get that.
It come with a price tag.
Yep, and that price tag is what's between your legs.
Oh man, so
that's the price tag.
Hey
so
man,
don't come asking me for no back to school shit unless you open them in their legs.
Hey man,
and then if you only want to open the legs and not the mouth, then you're only gonna get half of what you need because you can't do half the job. You got to be full service.
Hey man, I heard somebody say something today like, man, don't open your mouth unless you're ready to put a dick in it. And I'm like, wow, that makes sense. I was like, but I can't tell nobody that.
That's the truth, though.
But it makes sense.
Don't open your mouth too easy unless you're gonna let me slide my dick in it, man. So that's facts. Moving on to the final topic of the night.
So if they start typing, that means they gotta have it in your hand, right?
They gotta already be ready, man, to grab it.
Okay, I see.
Moving on to the final topic of the night. So talking about sex, there was a question that was asked, and basically, a lot of men was asked this question, and women was asked this question. Would you take $1 billion, but you could not have no sex? Or you can have sex, but you got to work a minimum wage job. And pretty much, I want to say the majority of men, if not 100% of them, said, I'll work a minimum wage job. And the majority of women said they give them $1 billion.
And that's the thing about with me. I was confused. I like the question, but I was kind of confused because there's a lot of in-betweens. It's a lot of in-betweens because does hand jobs include sex? Is that sex?
Anything that stimulates you sexually. That's how I took it.
Okay, I'll say. So, but you can be in the room with somebody and pleasure yourself. But
you can masturbate.
So okay, continue.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, give me the minimum wage job. Because at the end of the day, what the fuck is $1 billion to a real nigga? What the fuck is $1 billion to a nigga who dick still work if I can't use it, bro? Like, that shit don't mean nothing, bro. Like, that shit don't mean nothing to me. I can still fuck plenty of bad bitches on a minimum wage job. Hey, man, I'll get overtime. I'll get a second job, Uber, DoorDash, whatever I got to do. But nigga,
you ain't got to do all that, man. Because it's plenty of bad tricks that work at minimum wage jobs.
It is, bro.
That's how most dudes meet their wife.
But that's my point, though. Like, I'm not giving up sex just so I can say I'm a billionaire. Now, if I was 70 or 80 something, that's different. But nigga, at 34 years old today, you telling me a minimum the next 30 years of my life, I'm not using my dick no more? Oh, you out your fucking mind, Rose.
But you have a lot of business.
I can't just beat my dick, dog. I can't.
They got machines now.
I need skin to skin contact. I need to feel it, man. Because let me tell you, that's the one thing when you finally get some pussy, and to the young fellas out there that they probably haven't gotten none yet, when you finally get some and you beat your dick for years and you finally get some pussy, you realize something. That shit is not the fucking same. That shit is not the fucking same. That shit is completely different, man. So, yeah, nah, definitely for sure. For me, now, I don't even see what I would do with $1 billion, bro. Because what I would want to do is fuck. And I ain't gonna be able to do that.
So can you sleep with a sex doll? You just can't be a real person or what?
You know, they didn't clarify, man. I mean, shit. What kind of sex doll? What kind of sex doll?
Man, if you got $1 billion, they got robots.
It can't be top of the line sex doll.
Why not?
It got it because it got.
It's not a real person.
Because it got to still be somewhat considered masturbation.
That's a masturbation if it's not a real person.
Nah, because if it's
so when women play with all the toys, that ain't masturbation.
That's masturbation, but
okay,
but
so that's a toy.
But if it gets to the point where the sex doll is very lifelike and it's a full body, if it's not one
that's a toy.
No, if it's not, it got to be a blow up sex doll.
It's a toy.
If it got like silicone titties and
silicone, it's a toy. You pay for it. It's a toy.
Nah, man. Especially if one of them sex dolls where you can make it look like a celebrity, like LaGorilla or something. Nah, that's damn near you having sex, bro.
Yeah, man. That's a hard conversation for me. Like, man, I don't know, man. Them dollars, man.
Man, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do?
I might have to take one for the team. I might have to be P Diddy. I'll sit in the background. I'll sit in the background.
Nigga, I'll be G's. I'll be working at McDonald's, and I'll be out here trapping.
Yeah, man.
Trap or die.
Hey, man, free P Diddy, man. I'm gonna have to take the $1 billion, and I'm gonna sit in the background and just watch people do things, and I'll like I said on Snap, man. I'm selling it $4 an inch, and you can get all 3 inches for $100. So hey, man, I give me the $1 billion. I'm gonna have everybody, all my people are having a blast. I'm sitting in the background, and I'm just gonna watch, and I'm just gonna pleasure myself, and I'm gonna make sure everybody else, my family, my friends, and some of my coworkers, they gonna be straight. And I'm gonna be a living legend. I'm gonna be a legend. They gonna be the statue outside of me out of every, you know what I'm saying? You know how the X-rated store, my statue gonna be outside because I'm gonna be the Bill Gates. I'm gonna be the Elon Musk of everything because I'm just gonna I'm gonna build a machine that has a hand and or has a pocket, and I'm gonna make sure everybody else straight. I don't even need it no more. I don't even need it, man. Right now, just give me the $1 billion, man. I'll make sure everybody else straight, and I'm gonna live my life through everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna live my life through everybody else. Give me the $1 billion.
So sticking with the minimum wage jobs, there was another conversation attached to this where a woman was basically saying a lot of times, you know, adults criticize other adults for working minimum wage jobs, saying those jobs belong to kids, but she tried to express how important it is for adults to work those minimum wage jobs. One of the big factors being the fact that, you know, kids be in school and stuff like that, so who will work those jobs, and the fact that kids don't take those jobs as serious as adults would take them, and that's why sometimes the service we get is piss poor. In terms of minimum wage jobs, do you feel like that is something? Can we do that in society? Do you feel like that's right that people look down at adults who work minimum wage jobs?
No, because every adult can't work a career. Every adult is not able to do a career. So, but think about it, minimum wage jobs, after years, they're not minimum wage anymore. You can build yourself up in the ladder. So if you start at a minimum wage job, it's because most of the time when minimum wage job, it's all about education. And it's about education and how hard you want to work. Like, because factory jobs are technically minimum wage, they just get paid more than fast food jobs. But those are the same things. They're the same things, but people made livings off of that. Remember back in the 70s and the 80s in Detroit and Michigan, in Detroit, Michigan, where the Ford companies and the thing about it, they had them jobs. Everybody worked at the factory. Those were minimum wage jobs. They wasn't, but they was, and they worked themselves up because you didn't have to have any kind of education to get those jobs. But now it's like, so like even with fast food, I remember when I was in college working at fast food, there would be adults. Well, there'll be people that I work with that were way older than me, but this was their second job. So, and they would just come there, and they had a job in the daytime. They would come there at night. They would work. Cool people, but this was their second job. And also, I knew people that started as teenagers working a minimum wage job, worked their way up to a manager. That's still a minimum wage job, but they work their way up. So I don't see anything wrong with it because they would pay for school, give scholarships. Chick-fil-A, they give scholarships. McDonald's, they give scholarships. BK, they make the best fast food burger, but they don't get no scholarships that I know of, but they probably do. But I don't see nothing wrong with it, especially people got to do what they got to do. And it's like, and then some people they rather do drugs than I know people that have college degrees that would rather work a minimum wage job so they can do drugs than than go drug free and work their a real 9 to 5 or whatnot. But I don't see nothing wrong with it. Like if the times get hard enough, I would work 2 minimum wage jobs.
Yeah, I was just about to say, man, I ain't got no pride, man. Like, if something was to happen and I ain't have a job tomorrow, man, you might see me at McDonald's. You might see me at Crystal's. You might see me at Popeyes. Nigga, hey, man, hey, if McDonald's want to give me 20 hours in 1 week, hey, guess what? I might gonna be at Wendy's for the other 20 hours.
And I might be at Checkers for the other 20 hours. And I might late night.
And I might be at Checkers or the cookout for another 10 hours so I can get 50 hours a week or some shit like that. Like, hey man, I'm that to me that's hustling, man. I'm gonna go out here and get this paper, man. I'm not I don't care if you see me and be like, yo, is that you, Teasy?
Yeah.
Man. Hey, so can I help you?
You need some what you need. You need some extra in your bag?
Exactly.
I got you.
Like I ain't got no pride like that. And I know people that are prideful and that would rather not have a job than go out here and get one of these minimum wage jobs or whatever. I don't see anything wrong with these minimum wage jobs. One, because like you said, they start off minimum wage, but eventually you get pay raises. Eventually you can move up the corporate ladder. You know, like there's plenty of people who started on fries and now they're a district manager. Like that happens all the time.
All the time.
You know, like if you work for a company long enough, and there's people who start off with working minimum wage jobs, and then guess what happened? You know, you work that job and you get enough experience and you move up. You become an assistant manager, but then guess what? You might work at a retail store as a manager.
Walmart is a perfect example. You started from Walmart making, and things about it with jobs now, they go pay you more than minimum wage. There's not many jobs that just start out at minimum wage. Most of them now, you go to get paid more, and then you can come up. It's like so. It's no issue with working at McDonald's, or working at Wendy's, working at BK, but then you making $15 an hour.
One thing that never set right with my soul and my spirit, I never enjoyed the job shaming aspect that people did sometimes, because if somebody's willing to go out here and make a way for themselves, their family, their kids, I respect it, man. Especially when it's like by legal means. Like we glorify the scamming shit, for example. We glorify the boosting shit. We glorify people selling drugs, especially selling drugs to their own people in the community. We glorify these hoes selling pussy, like because they don't want to work. And a lot of people are doing this because they don't want to work jobs at the end of the day. But then
low money is better than no money.
But then I'm supposed to make fun of, degrade somebody who's willing to get up at 5 o'clock every day, you know, and work at McDonald's or Burger King or Wink. Nah, I just can't do that, bro. And I never liked the fact that, and I want to make this clear, I don't even like the conversations where I remember a couple of years ago I told MGH this. I don't like us arguing about crumbs. Like I remember in New York, ambulance dropped. The people who worked in the ambulance was getting mad when the people at McDonald's was saying we want to make $15 an hour, and they was like, well, that's what we make. They should make what we make. Why the fuck are we even? Why the fuck is y'all in this conversation? Because we all get crumbs at the end of the day. I don't care. Like if you not that 1%. Like these people who run these corporations, whether it's the prison institution, whether it's the social welfare institution, whether it's the fast food institution, whatever it is, like they at the end of the day, they feeding us all crumbs because you got people at the top that's getting so much fucking money. So like if you're one of those people that like feel like people at McDonald's should not get more money, shut the fuck up. Like I'm not worried about what someone at McDonald's is getting. I don't care if they was get paid more than me, because guess what I might do? I might quit my job and work at McDonald's if they start paying them $80 a year. Hey, nigga, you'll see me. You want fries with that shape?
I'm not worried about anybody that's making any money. I ain't worried about nobody. Like I ain't worried about the doctors, about what the doctors making. They went to school and did that. They did that. You had the opportunity to do that. I ain't worried about like in the end of the day, you got to be. You can't expect more if you don't respect yourself enough to be like, hey, I can do this. I can work harder. I can do this. Like sometimes it makes me. It don't make me upset. It just irks me a little bit when people are like, oh yeah, this person gets paid more than me because they do this, but they might have did more than what you did to get there.
Yeah, now for sure, bro.
So you just got to work harder. And you got to do more to get there. So you can't get mad at somebody that paid their dues.
And then you got to be a hustler, man. I remember growing up finding out that My mom, working fast food made more than a lot of public school teachers. As an assistant manager.
Because them GMs and assistant managers, they make money.
So,
they have to work a lot of hours, but they make money.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, it's like I just can't job shame nobody because, and this is another reason too, is I just don't know what's in your heart, Rose. Like that. I hate the fact that school teachers don't, because you might enjoy being a school teacher. You might enjoy being a janitor. You might enjoy being a trash man. You might love people so much you enjoy working at Walmart or working at McDonald's.
Man, talk about trash work, man. I was behind the trash worker. I seen him in my neighborhood one day. I was walking and jogging. He was so polite. He was like, "Hey, what's up? What's up?" I walked past him, jog past him one time. Then I seen him on the other side of town when I was driving. He on the back of the truck smoking a blunt.
Exactly.
All this weed smoke coming in my car. I'm like, that's the guy that was in the neighborhood the other day.
Yep.
And they're like, he on the back of the truck jamming. He just chilling. I'm like, he living his best life.
Exactly. Hey man, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes people love what they do, bro. So that's another thing of it too. I'm not gonna judge somebody because they might enjoy that job. Because I ain't gonna lie, you've talked about it before, Rose, and I know me and MJ talked about it. Bro, some of the best times I've had working was when I worked jobs that I made the least amount of money. Like I'm working with people my age, we all cool. There's a couple people older than us, and for some reason we chilling and we ain't making up but $8.25 an hour, but we loving it. Like if I could make what I'm making now at the job I was making when I was like 22 years old, I'd still be at that job. I only left that job because I was like, I need to make more money. But that was one of those jobs I had where I loved what I did.
Yeah.
I loved
your coworkers.
I used to wake up at 4 Mile Long.
It's like, oh, I can't wait to go to work.
Yeah. I couldn't wait to see my coworkers.
Is such and such gonna be at work tonight?
Yeah.
Is such and such gonna be at work tonight? Oh, hey, you working tonight? Oh, hey, we gonna have a blast tonight. We gonna have a blast tonight.
I'm trying to tell you.
And those jobs, you can do whatever you want to do.
Man.
It wasn't no fear of being fired. It wasn't no fear about you breaking the rules.
Man, I had a job back in the day. I remember motherfucking New Year's kicked in. One of my coworkers said, I know you don't drink like that, man, but take a shot with me. Now we on these white people clock. We on these white people clock.
On the clock.
And it was New Year's because we had to work New Year. So we had to bring New Year together. So I was like,
turning up.
So, hey, man. So, yeah, now I ain't never going to shame minimum wage jobs, man, because at the end of the day, when the COVID happened, guess what? Those jobs were considered essential workers, man. So I don't feel like we should ever disrespect people that are the backbone of this country, man.
Facts, man.
Final thoughts?
Yeah, man. Final thoughts, man. Man, CSRA, man. We had a situation come up this week. It might have been middle of last week, man. Man, Javonna Harris, man, a 4-year-old out of Aiken. They had a manhunt trying to find out. They said she was missing, and I found out about it. I'm like, man, dog. After day 2, they searching for her. I was like, man, somebody done killed her. One, either her dad or her mama, somebody done killed her, or somebody done kidnapped her. She dead. She not alive. She's not alive. Then it comes out yesterday that her mom was I want to say Michelle Herron. I think she was 22. Her dad, Jamero Harris, 23. Both got charged with homicide by child abuse and filing a false police report. They said I don't know who broke, but they said that she been dead for over a month, and the whole community rallied behind them trying to find this little girl, man. And it's just a sad situation, man. And the thing about it is like, why? The whole question of everything about is why when a child that young gets killed and they try to hide it. It's like, cause I in my heart and my brain, people don't harm children Most people don't wake up in the morning and think about how am I harm my child? How am I going to do this? So it could have been an accident. It could have been something could have happened. She could have gotten into something. Anything could have happened. But in my heart, in the way I live, and the way I view the whole universe and the world and everything, I don't believe that people. Now there are some evil people in this world. That evil does exist. Evil does exist, but that's a short amount of people that do exist. People don't just wake up in the morning and be like, how in the world can I abuse my kid to the point where I can just abuse them? Those are sick people. Those are sick people. I remember there's a story that in Ohio that they had 12 kids living in one in a bedroom full of roaches, feces, everything. They just got arrested. The mom, the dad got arrested, and the grandparents got arrested. It's just a sad situation, but that's 1 in 1,000. People don't just wake up and think about how I'm gonna harm my child today. How am I gonna harm a kid today? Now some people do. Yes, those are evil people, but it just don't happen like that. And I just hope the people, man, those are the people that need to be behind bars for a long time and need to suffer. Those are sweat equity, and they need to just be. They need to work. They need to work until their toes bleed, till their fingers bleed. All these when we say these low end jobs, that's what these prisoners need to be doing. When the people that do the harm to these kids, all that stuff, man. My final thoughts.
Hey man, I'll say this to close off what you said before I move on. Hey man, you right about the evil people. In the words of John the Hangman from the Hateful Eight, man, you only really need to hang mean bastards, but mean bastards you need to hang in terms of evil people, man. Like we gotta really do something about that. I saw something this week, about generational curses and about what our ancestors did before us. And I just want to embark this. This life we live is not a race, it's a marathon. There was people before us that ran that marathon, and it's really more like a relay race, especially for the black race, that ran that race for you. And they handed it to the baton of your great-grandparents, your great-grandparents handed it to your grandparents handed it to your grandma. And the goal is to always get the next generation further. We've talked a lot in the black community about stuff that's going on. We got to look at ourselves with this current generation, especially my generation included. What are we doing to make sure not just our direct family, but this black community is going to be further than what it is today, so they don't have some of the same racial inequality and issues that we're facing at this moment. And if you're not doing anything in the moment, think to yourself, whether it's donating to a charity, whether it's being on the front lines, whether it's getting more active politically, think about what you should be doing so that when your kids talk about you, they can be like, yo, my dad, your grandkids can be like, yo, my granddad, they handed that baton, and I'm proud of what they did. Because I can say a lot of people in my family, I'm proud of how far they carry that baton, so I can have it right now and carry it as long as I can. In the words of Airbnb Rakim, peace.
Catch you at the next light, man. I'm in traffic. We in traffic. We always in traffic, man. But I'm back quiet.
Mr. DJ Rose, Verkeezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. For sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap a seatbelt, go and sell our land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.